If you're anything like us, you'll know that Outlander Season 6 ended much earlier than the team and we wanted it to. But as we wait for Season 7, already in production, let's take a look at some of the most memorable Tom Christie moments in the adrenaline-packed Season 6. First, we have Tom's unfailing pride. From the beginning of Season 6, when the Christie family arrived at Fraser's Ridge, we knew things were about to get tense between them and the Frasers. The reason for this is simple: religion. Everyone knows that history is full of struggles between Catholic and Protestant Christians. With Jamie being Catholic and Tom being Protestant, it was a surefire recipe for disaster. While Jamie might naturally be more tolerant and respectful, like we saw with Roger, Tom Christie is not. Since Jamie is technically the Lord of Fraser's Ridge, Tom needed to follow his laws if he wants to live there, which means answering to a Catholic. That's not easy for someone like Tom, so we do see rising tensions throughout the season. Combine these tensions with Tom's pride, and you'll understand why Tom doesn't want Jamie to have an excuse to look down on him, his faith, or the way he follows it. So, when Tom finally agrees to have surgery on his hand, he refuses the anesthetic ether, something his faith leads him to believe is witchcraft. Instead, proud as ever, he declares that his Bible would be enough for him to handle the pain. Spoiler, it obviously wasn't, but he still pushed through because he needed Jamie to see he can handle pain just as well as him. That's a long way to go for the sake of being proud, and it gave us a deeper look into Tom's character. Up next, his shock at Claire's request. Claire and Tom got sick at the same time, both thinking it was the bloody flux, now called dysentery. Strangely, that wasn't it, and Claire needed to investigate, so she headed over to Tom's to ask for a stool sample she could analyze to figure out what was wrong. His reaction was one of the most entertaining moments throughout Outlander Season 6. The mixture of shock and embarrassment was priceless. Wouldn't you have reacted the same way? It's not really his fault, is it? And then, Tom's post-surgery apology. Okay, this has to be the most vulnerable we've ever seen Tom, and it's actually pretty sweet. After his surgery, Claire is trying to sleep, and she plans to use some ether to help. Tom is awake at this point, and this paves the way for a one-on-one conversation where he apologizes for the way he acted during his surgery. Not only is this brave and almost kind of him, it's one of the first times we see Tom let his guard down a little, exposing the kind of person he really is, human, just like everyone else. We can also see Tom begin to understand Claire better, signaling the beginning of the feelings he later develops for her. Up next, we have Claire's trial. Sticking with the theme of a more caring Tom, when Claire was found trying to save Malva Christie's unborn child, she was immediately accused of Malva's murder, with the townspeople demanding that she be burned as a witch. As Malva's father, Tom had every right to support Claire's execution, but shockingly, he says he doesn't believe Claire did it, going so far as to ask Claire's medical opinion on Malva's death. With everyone against Claire, Tom speaks out and believes she should safely make it to her trial, even allowing Jamie to accompany her, and then helping Claire in jail. When Jamie and Claire have to be apart, Tom chooses to stay with Claire and protect her, knowing she might be unsafe, which he's right about. In Wilmington, Claire is taken to jail, and Tom is suspicious of Richard Brown, so he makes sure Claire is safe in jail by giving her a purse full of coins to survive off of. This is just another sign that he believes her and wants her to be safe. Now that we've relived all our favorite moments with our favorite Christie, let's talk about the season's unexpectedly unexpected cliffhanger ending, where we see the Frasers going from here and what we know about production of Season 7. Now let's dive into the Season 6 ending. If you've been following the behind the scenes of Outlander, you already know that Season 6 was the shortest yet, with 8 episodes as opposed to the typical 13-episode seasons. The season was cut short by the COVID pandemic and Catriona Balfe's, who plays Claire Fraser, pregnancy. Outlander fans are no strangers to patience, the way they've stayed dedicated to the love story that transcends time between Claire and Jamie, one that is constantly battling threats. As Season 6 ended, we saw the same people that Jamie welcomed to Fraser's Ridge attempt to attack Claire, accusing her of being a murderer and a witch, guilty of murdering Malva Christie. She now has to face trial, and Malva's father, Tom, assures her she is safe and will make it to her trial unharmed. Once again, Claire and Jamie are separated as Richard Brown plans plans to take Jamie home to Scotland. Neither Tom nor Claire can go check if Jamie is actually safe. However, Jamie escapes with the help of young Ian and the Cherokee, and the season ends with everyone's future uncertain and hanging in the balance, and leaves us with a lot of questions. So, what do we know about Season 7? Season 6 left us all itching for answers, and we're at the edge of our seats waiting for Season 7. Season 6 was initially supposed to have 12 episodes, and all 12 of these were written by the show's creator and the writer of the books it's based on, Diana Gabaldon. However, as we know, only 8 were filmed. What does that mean for the remaining 4? Will they end up in the trash with the original Season 7 storyline continuing? We're happy to say that it's not the case, as the 4 leftover episodes will now be moved into Season 7, which, with a whopping 16 episodes, will be the longest season of Outlander yet, according to executive producer Meryl Davis. There will obviously be some changes, however, only to the storyline, to adjust with the new placement of the episodes. Diana Gabaldon wrote the 9th episode for Season 6, but as she shared, it wouldn't work as a premiere episode, so there will be some tweaking required. Season 7 is already in production in Scotland, so it looks like we won't be waiting too long to reunite with Claire and Jamie. So far, it seems like we'll probably see them back on our screens in late 2022, or more likely, early 2023. And now, Season 7 plot rumors. If you've been reading Gabaldon's Outlander books along with watching the show, you'll have been able to match parts of the books with the series. We know that the upcoming season will be based on the 7th book, An Echo in the Bone, which gives us an idea of what it might look like. The synopsis of the novel on Gabaldon's website reads, "This book has 4 major storylines: Jamie and Claire, Roger and Brianna, and family, Lord John and William, and young Ian, all intersecting in the nexus of the American Revolution, and all of them with sharp points." From the book, we can gather that we'll see the Fraser family in the 1700s in America, living through the American Revolution. Jamie will be involved in the war as well, and if the season is true to the novel, we might just see Jamie square off against an old friend. However, the series has typically only taken plot points from parts of the novel, so Season 7 might just be a total surprise. One thing we can say, however, is we'll be seeing a lot more of Jamie's secret son William as an adult, still unaware who his father is. This means the book's plotline involving William joining the British Army might get adapted into the show. William will be portrayed by Charles Vandervaart. Season 7 will also begin by tying up the loose ends from Season 6. With Claire on her way to be tried for Malva's murder, we may see Jamie having to get her out before she's executed, with an exciting breakneck escape attempt, the thrill that we know and love Outlander for. The season will also have to reveal Malva's true killer. The upcoming season will likely also talk about the comeback of the time traveler Wendigo Donner and how it will affect the other characters. In Season 6, Brianna also announced that she was pregnant again, meaning she and Roger will now have to focus on raising their children. All in all, the Fraser family will definitely be back, better and more drama-filled than ever. We can't wait either. Before we end this video, we're sure you're already thinking the same thing as us. Is there any news about Season 8 yet? Sadly, with an extra long 7th season to look forward to, we probably won't be hearing about a renewal for a while. Fingers crossed. That's a wrap for this video. Have any more burning questions about Outlander, or want to see more roundups of the most memorable moments on the show? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.